Excel geeks grab a tea. Jack and her robots, Excel set free. Collect commands full speed ahead. The series runs from A to Z. Oh, a robot training show. A to Z. Let's go.
I forgot how awesome that tune was. All right, so I am live and I have decided it is taking absolute ages to build the OA robot phase of this, so I'm dedicating 2-hour live stream times. What I will do before I hit to start on the timer is actually set up so you can see what case I am doing. So let's get this reset. Awesome, we can see the letter B. That's not the letter B. Okay, it is definitely that. Let's change the font to... What happened was that my font, which I've just installed, has disappeared. While I am running. It does appear on all the other apps, but for some reason it was on OBS and now it's no longer on OBS. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually just going to delete that source and we'll just add a new one quickly. Text source, letter, text says B. Can you see the big B in the left? Okay, we do not want Arial, but we also don't want to select our new Chewy font because that's disappearing off of here. So let's go with some Super UI. And then we'll take the size. Okay. Stick this over here. And we can just fit that nicely. We are on the letter B. Awesome. Job done. And I'm going to do the case info as well. So great, it's showing the last one. We are no longer on American Bingo, we are now on Bushland Adventures. And that is by Nick Bobo. All right, that font is just going to have to do for today because I don't know how to force my font to re-recognize itself. I'm real live. We're doing Bushland Adventures by Nick Boberg. Let's see how I've done so far. And then we'll start a 2-hour timer. This is mostly to keep myself accountable. So we were using the A to Z training spreadsheet. So let's open that one up from my command collections. There we go. I don't actually need that one up there, but yeah, you can open to there. And we can see I've done Bushland Adventures. In the 30-minute time period, it took me 404 points. And my full score time, we can go online and check what I scored for my full score time quickly. My game history full solve took me 1 hour, 11 minutes and 34 seconds. So that is 71. Great. Now, I was celebrating the fact that I didn't get backgammon, but what I didn't account for was I then picked up an incredibly hard case nonetheless. Not incredibly hard, but hard enough. And the very first case was incredibly lucky for me. There was one thing to solve and I could just copy and paste that. It didn't need to be in the actual solve spots. This is going to be a lot harder navigating around the workbook, so I'm going to just take this as it comes. Let's open up. Let's start a 2-hour timer. We're going to do a 2-hour session. Call this one session 1. And we're going to start working through all the items in this case. Again. So this is the case, Bushland Adventures. This is the first time I am sharing it because I do the other steps offline, but this is just live stream, so we're just going to have a little chat around this right now. I think the best approach here would be to do questions 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and then come back and do the bonuses. And let's have a quick look. Are we live? Is Jack live? Is Jack live? I mean, it says live. Okay, so let's delete this other one. I've apparently got an upcoming B, which is not done. That's okay. I'll delete that one later when I can figure out how to. Oh, there we go. Yeah. All right. So we're going to go and look at question 1, but how am I going to get to question 1? How am I going to get to question 2? And so on. I feel like I'm going to need to create something that will take me to question 1, question 2, or whatever. And I'm going to go on the assumption it's level 1, level 2, level 3. It's always going to be a cell called that. So we're going to start with some VBA. Let's actually pop this in the middle of the screen. So the VBA is there. This one can go here, and I can keep watching my videos there. Awesome. So this is the current VBA in my A to Z training, I'm guessing. I should do what Eric says, compile each of these and close them. So I'll do that after we've done with, before I launch this one live. At the moment, it is not great. So that's to create a data table, which that can't be right. That's from an array. Yes, that's right. So we want to find, I feel like I'm going to need a module just for navigation. And then I'll move the mod misc into the navigation, like the navigation ones from there. So let's go mod navigation. I had some in here where I was like, move to the right. That creates a blank sheet that runs commands from the sheet. Maybe I just had a get next case, run robot command, sheet exists. Those are my utilities. That's just my American bingo. I should actually create the new module for Bushland Adventures. So those are ones that are explicit for Bushland Adventures, same as I had American bingo here. So I will do this. I might even kind of do I copy the named ranges thing? No, not just yet. I can just create a named ranges thing. This one seems to be called Bushland Adventures. Is that the name of the file? That's not going to be the name of the case file. So what I need to do is just have a quick look in my downloads. This was the name of the file, Bushland_Adventures. So that's what the file is called when you download it from the website. Let's go back to navigation. I believe when I was navigating, you can go back down. When I was navigating with the right move right one, that is literally a keystroke that goes right. Okay, cool. I might duplicate that one for up and down just to be sure. So let's duplicate the move right one. I'm going to turn this to move up one, move up one cell, and in the keystrokes we're going to change this from right to up. Nope. Will you not let me have that? I hate that you do that. It did that before and it wouldn't let me use it. Okay, that's working. So click OK. And if I move up one cell, yay, she works. Although, yeah, I don't know why you're trying to run code. And then we're going to duplicate that one. Call this one move down one. Now, the reason I'm doing that is just so that if I need to move about in the workbook, I can. Okay, that goes down. And then if I run this one, it moves down one. Excellent. So we can move up, right, left, down using Array Robot. And if we look at the A to Z training, we have an A here, which shows us all the commands that we were using for A. Let's copy this into Z. That's fine. I'm happy with that. There is no Z. The Z is a lie. It means I can duplicate this one. I'm going to call this one B. So now if I do a, okay, cool. That is going to work for us. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to have a VBA script that looks for level and then an input number. So it will be level 1, 2, 3, 4. Then I can run a command that puts in an input number 1, 2, 3, 4, so on. And that will count as command go to level 1. And we want to position the text for level 1 at the top of the screen. So that is going to be our first step. So under mod navigation, I want to raw dog this. Just go old school and actually type out my VBA from scratch. It's a good thing to stretch. Okay. Okay, I'm going to have this as an optional by value int level as integer equals 1. I'm surprised I remembered all the words in the equals one works. It's probably not going to work when I'm finished with this, but we're going to go with this. Okay, I'm going to give a comment here saying okay, we can actually do a little bit in here once we're done with it, that if we put a 0 in, it goes to bonuses. I think that would be a nice idea. Then I can just do go to bonuses is the same function with that. But what we're going to do is we're going to set it's going to be the active workbook. Now remember, I'm recording everything in the A to Z training workbook, so we need to work on the active workbook, which would be the Bushland Adventure one. And we're just gonna I need to set on that one probably. It's an object. So we're gonna go. Where are we? Okay. In 10 minutes. Do we want bonus one or do we want... Yeah, let's go to bonus one. We could do bonus questions. Let's go bonus questions. Now the bit I'm not sure about, I can go to the cell. But generally, if I ask it to go to level 2, for example, it will scroll this down and select level 2, and then that will be at the bottom. But what I actually want is, say, the cell 2 above and 1 to the left of the target cell. Okay, so okay, I'm gonna go old school here. I'm gonna go new school. You can see we're opening up some code over here. Let's put code over here. You're not seeing that now. All right. So let's see what Claude says. Okay, for starters, we need to so we've got range target. We're finding that in values at the whole value. If it isn't nothing, we don't really want to do that. We'll just, if it isn't anything, we'll just not do anything. It's going to select the target cell. Top row is two rows above that. Left column is one column to the left, and then we're going to scroll row. Okay, so it's scroll row and scroll column that I didn't know. Now let's have a go. Running this. Okay, we won't run it without an input. So let's go in here, and we're going to create a VBA macro command. I'm going to call it go to level. I'm going to add it in A to Z training. The tags will be navigation, and the launch code I'm going to call this go to level 1, go to level 1, go to level optional by value is integer, and here we'll put number 1 in here. We don't need a keyboard shortcut. Let's, I'm not going to add any documentation. Do I want to add a note? Okay, so this is actually going to go to level 1 here, and that's fine because the default is that it goes to level 1 anyway. And let's try and run that. So what we're expecting here is level 1, although we can see it on the screen here, it's down here, we want it up here. So let's run that one. Okay, we've got a problem, string target. Oh, no wonder, that's a star. Excellent, so that's worked. And what we're going to do is we're going to then just duplicate this 7 times, 8 times technically. And we're going to just go level 2, go to level 2. So this is something I'll end up using. I can use this in competition. I'll definitely be using this repeatedly. Right. Why do we not have the right click option? Why do I have to use my mouse? We need a shortcut for duplicate. Did that not duplicate? Duplicate. Duplicate. There we go. Go to level 3. Go to level 3. Okay. Let's just keep duplicating number 1 then. Oh. Nope. Am I limited in how many duplicates I can do? Okay, we can do that one. Okay, so let's call this one 4. Looks like it's created one of the other duplicates I was trying to do there. And we'll change this to say level 4. Where's level 3? So this one is level 3. Okay, we're going to have like a little naming convention issue here. That's fine, I can come back to this. Maybe once I actually close this and reopen it. Yeah, that's what I'm doing. L5. Okay. Go to level 6. So I've made this so that we'll just do nothing if the level doesn't exist. And then we're going to duplicate this and we're going to do a go to bonuses. I'm just going to call this B. Okay, but one thing I forgot to do there is this is still going to level 3. Apparently I did not update level 7, so I need to go back through. So when I've set it to 0, it will find bonus questions. Now let's check all of these. Level 7 is looking at level 3 still. Level 6 is looking at level 3 still. I guess that one important element, what I'm actually calling, I'm not doing. Level 5 is also looking at level 3 still. Please tell me level 3 is looking at level 3. It is, okay. Level 4 is looking at level 4. Level 2 is looking at level 2. Okay, so let's go to level 7. Okay, that didn't actually interrupt for any reason. Let's go to bonuses. Beautiful, beautiful. Now I can navigate around the workbook as I want to. And what I think I should actually do is instead of go to level 7, that should be my top row and my left column. But then I should go to example, because then I can create a data table where I need to create a data table. So example will be the first spot that I'm going to go to. And we're going to find, let's have another target. String selection and selection as range. So here we'll have string target is the same as string selection. Because actually, let's go. Bonus 1. And here we're going to set this to use example. And I'm going to set range selection. Actually, we're going to put this after we've navigated. And then we're just going to activate range selection. Awesome. Save that. So now if I go to level 6, it should go put level 6 with all the instructions up high, but position me where the example is. Do I want it to offset and actually go to the row below, or no, let's go with example, because then I can create a data table. I can always just go down twice if I want to work on something. An hour and a half left to go. We can now navigate to the first cell. We haven't actually, no, I don't want that. I want this workbook, but where are you? I'm going to put you in the left, but not that left. We want you there. Gotcha. Hi, Dim. All right. So I've opened the workbook and I'm going to navigate to level 1. That's step 1. Oops, did I type in level 3? I did. Step 1, I have navigated to level 1. So now we want to know, we have a pack, we want to know the different amounts of everything. So we're going to do the special bit next. In order to access this, I need to take these items and turn those into values that I can use. So that's one table, that's another table. Here comes the boring VBA bit. So I can actually just take let's just copy what I've done for American Bingo. I'll just change this to name ranges. Bushland Adventures. We do have terrain map and topographic map, which we can also look at there. I've got some commands for filling those in by color, which should be fine. I might need to adjust them so it fills in by value to right, so that I don't mess with that too much. No, I want you on the left. I don't think I'm ever going to see this workbook in full size in this session at all. And I managed to hide my clock. There we go. So I've got confirm if we're working with the correct case file. It's active if in string, replace any spaces with a dash. Okay, so in this case, we've got an underscore. I think we're just going to need to start extending this perpetually. So in this version of the file, I have a dash. In the version that comes off platform, there's an underscore. Actually, I don't need that extra one just yet. So we're going to replace spaces with underscores. And we're going to set the worksheet case to this. We're also going to get worksheet terrain. I should really use shorter names, so let's go with worksheet ter and worksheet topo. Marvelous. Excellent. No, I don't need bingo cards. What did I use? What do I want? First, I want base speed. Not doing that. Yeah, table of base speeds. So here we're going to find the cell that says base speed. We're going to offset by 2 and resize that to 7.2. And I don't actually want to do a name there per se. Is there a way to do a Control Shift F3? Then I could do grass base speed. Okay, so first step, we can go zero is one column dot value equals, we're just going to call this speed. And I want to try something here. So if I've got that as speed. What do you do? Okay, cool. Top row, left column. And then if I go check out what you've created here, you can stop that. Selection.create names. Huh. Cool. Let's take that. So I'm going to go with grid range. Create names. Top's true, left is true, and bottom and right is false. So I don't think we need to actually specify those parameters if we're not using them. And that should give us a bunch of names. Don't save. Let's reopen this workbook. So if I run, so this actually has the okay, the next one we want to do is pack items. I'm just going to move that across so I can see it. I do not need a message box. Actually, I do. it's going to annoy me. Base speed. And then I'm going to run pack items. Pack items. Do I want to do it? Yeah. No, I don't want to do it that way. What am I do? Okay. We're going to do it at the top. Let's do it that way. I'm going to do a cool little something actually. So. Let's go with pack items. That is looking for base speed, so we're actually, this should be 2 rows down. And this one. That becomes weight. Becomes length. Let's call it dir. I'm going to set the grid range equals that offset resize. It's going to be 3 columns wide. And how high is it? 16. Okay, now I don't actually want to do the same thing here. We're going to create a table. Ooh, how do you add a table? I haven't used much VBA since tables came, at least not to automatically get tables. So okay. So we're gonna have to, yes, of course, list objects. I have done that. WA. So we've got grid range. Lump pack. Can you start with list objects dot add? Source type is, it's not a row column range, is it? Excel source range. So we'll go with this. It does have headers. I don't really care what style we make it. Actually, that's going to bother me. I do care what style we make it. Okay, that's better. Let's work at the styles while we're here. Tables. Let's not auto-save this, actually. Okay, I do prefer the black, but apparently we're going with this is formatted text, so I don't get to clear that up. I could go with none. I prefer to have it mapped out so I can see what the hell I'm looking at. Table style medium 3, let's go. Okay, so we now have that and that. I want to run a command that will change, but yeah, that's later. The other thing I want to do here is in logpack.list columns. Unpack.name is equal to pack. List header rows, list names. It is a list object. It is a list object. Oh. It is not a list object. That's why you're not coming out. Okay. Dot list columns, and we call this dir. Okay, so that's range dir, and we want to do a find and replace in here. Can we replace all values? So I'm going to do a find replace on this to give 0 and then the number of hours, and then I'm going to make a cumulative table. I have to close the locals window, can't I? Keep it just in case. Register. All right. Can I not just, I don't want to go back and forth to the cell. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to do a string cell, replace string cell hours with empty, and I'm going to repeat that for the hour. And then we're going to set cell.value equals to the integer version. It's not an integer version, so the double version of string cell. Okay, so that should replace all of those values. Okay, I've still got the terrain map and the topographic map. That's annoying, but it's not interfering with anything. So have we set, we haven't set the sheets to those. So awesome. An hour and a quarter left to get through this. I need a drink, man. So we now know what sheets those are. So we also need to find So next up we're going to get maps. Range is B3 to AY36. Oh, I'd like chocolate as well as a drink. Maybe a chocolate drink. Maybe when I'm finished. And then we can also have that the legend is in BA4 to BB8. Which could be 7 in the row above. BA4 to BB9. Okay, so let's go with the 9. All right. First up, we're going to do terrain map. And we're going to do the setting on the cell values to the colors. Now, does Eric have a command here? I've got go to similar background color from there and from there. Paste formulas over similar background color. Paste values over similar background color. Extract columns of array to the right. Adds array formula to right, returning selected columns of active. No, that's not. What the hell is that one for? Oh, that's just a copy array to the right, but with the extract columns. Okay. We don't want to remove the fill colors. We want to paste values over similar background color, but we need the ones with values. Hey, bud. We don't need the search cell. Actually, let's just get rid of everything here. And let's get started with this one. So okay, first up we're going to name the range. And then we're going to assign values by color. So ws.worksheet_cells row 3 column 2 dot resize (34 by 50). Okay, so that is that size, and then we're going to go to legend. So this is BB9. Which is 54. Then we're gonna selection dot and Excel down, select, actually copy, select, and I'm gonna go selection dot copy, selection dot offset, so -1, paste. Paste special Excel values. Okay, so that should put this into these cells, and then we want to run, let's go have a look at MEWC bot. Now I've got this selected and I want to run and I want to go copy again. I need to spell color the American way. So paste formulas, paste values over similar background color. Let's have a look at that. That's a mod paste special. Paste over similar background colors, clipboard selection. Can I run a command from VBA? Or I can just go get the VBA from that one. So let's open that. Yep. So that is in the MEWC robot. Let's go steal some of Eric's VBA. And here we have MEWC robot modules, mod paste special, paste over similar background colors. Okay, so I'm going to take this one. I'm going to insert a new module. I'm going to call it mod MEWC robot, and I'm going to add a note at the top going these. MEWC robot by Eric. And I think I've got, where's my compbot? BG66MP. BG66MP. Now, what are you using in here? I've got a source, a target, paste formula. No, that's going to be filtered. I want to use that one at the moment. What are you doing, kitten? Okay, you're gone. That's cool. I need a break screen image so I can kind of like pop out to a break screen. But I'll be right back on that one. Before I do that, let's take a 1 hour break. In a couple of minutes, I'll play the intro video again. And I'll hit pause on the timer. Okay. Is this going to use any other paste over similar background colors? Yes. So I need to steal that one. No, that's itself. It's just self-referential. Gotcha. So that's going through the cells and doing that. Yeah. And what's bow color? We'll go bow color. Ah, there's one that Eric stole from Bo that I'm stealing from Eric. Awesome. And do you think we should just give that a go? See what happens. Okay. Bushland Adventures, there we are. So what I want to do is, do I have a range target? Definitely using these. I don't think I'm using shape name cell and shape name or I anywhere. So I can get rid of those now. So okay. Set range target equal that range target dot name is that. Okay, so we're going to paste values, then we're going to go... well, I can just call this one directly now. So I can call paste over someone. That. Move my 2-hour timer. I've gone over the 1 hour mark. I was going to take a break, wasn't I? I'm not very good at breaks. Need a cup of tea. Okay. We'll do a break at the end of this because I'm about to run terrain map and topo map. That select down, copy, set range equal to the one on the side. So it's going to be range source range target, and I believe that is it. So they'll be named and they'll have the values in if that has worked. We will come back and we will test that in a moment. I'm gonna hit pause here, and what I'm gonna do.
Hey, Excel geek scrap.
That's not what I'm gonna do. Where's my okay. You won't hear me on here. I'm just going to stick the video into the break screen and put it on repeat. So you can just listen to my awesome tune over and over while I'm off having a quick 5-minute break. This will take me about 2 minutes to set up. And you may hear the song start 2 or 3 times while I'm copying the info.
Hey, Excel geeks, grab a tea. Jack and her robots, Excel set free. Collect commands, full speed ahead. The series runs. Hey, Excel geeks, grab a tea. Jack and her robots, Excel.
Right, that's me going for a break. I'll be right back. We'll continue the next hour.
Hey, Excel geeks, grab a tea. Jack and her robots, Excel set free. Collect commands, full speed ahead. The series runs from A to Z. Oh, a robot training show. A to Z. Let's go. Hey, Excel geeks, grab a tea. Jack and her robots, Excel set free. Collect commands, full speed ahead. The series runs from A to Z. Oh, a robot training show. A to Z. Let's go. Hey, Excel geeks, grab a tea. Jack and her robots, Excel set free. Collect commands, full speed ahead. The series runs from A to Z. Oh, a robot training show. A to Z. Let's go. Hey, Excel geeks, grab a tea. Jack and her robots, Excel set free. Collect commands, full speed ahead. The series runs from A to Z. Oh, a robot training show. A to Z. Let's go. Excel set free. Collect commands full speed ahead. The series runs from A to Z. Oh, a robot training show. A to Z. Let's go. Hey, Excel geeks, grab a tea. Jack and her robots, Excel set free. Collect commands full speed ahead. The series runs from A to Z. Oh, a robot training show. A to Z. Let's go. Hey, Excel geeks, grab a tea. Jack and her robots, Excel set free. Collect commands full speed ahead. The series runs from A to Z. Oh, a robot training show. A to Z. Let's go. Hey, Excel geeks, grab a tea. Jack and her robots, Excel set free. Collect commands full speed ahead. The series runs from A to Z. Oh, a robot training show. A to Z. Let's go. Hey, Excel geeks, grab a tea. Jack and her robots, Excel set free. Collect commands full speed ahead. The series runs from A to Z. Oh, a robot training show. A to Z. Let's go. Hey, Excel geeks, grab a tea. Jack and her robots, Excel.
All right, I will not subject you to another loop of that. I have no idea how many loops that has happened. My seat has been stolen by a cat who is getting her marching orders. You're cute, but you can't have the whole seat. Okay. Right, Jack has her tea, or in this case hot chocolate, because I was mumbling to myself about hot chocolate beforehand. I'm gonna close this. Do you want to save changes? Don't save. What I'm going to do is I'm actually going to delete that one because it did some auto saving. Let's check this. Read only advanced dim. Okay, so this is session 1. And what I'm going to do with this session 1 is I'm not going to have it auto-save. There you go. Auto-save is off. Hello. Just move it there. Hang on a second. My 2-hour timer keeps moving. Gotcha. Right, we're going to hit start again. Now we're going to test our initial thing. So the very first item we're going to do, I was going to go to level 1, but actually we're going to name these ranges and name the maps. So we're going to test how well that works. So under A to Z training, we're going to go for the, this is the name ranges Bushland Adventures. So we're going to do a add a VBA macro command for named ranges Bushland Adventures. It goes in A to Z training. It's a VBA macro, and that's it. Name ranges for case Bushland Adventures. This is useful only for this case. This is useful for this case only. Okay. That means case needs to be active, but I did do a naming convention I did A dot name ranges American Bingo. So let's rename this one as B dash name ranges Bushland Adventures. Name ranges, go on, Bushland Adventures, no launch code, no tags. And we are going to do, actually we are going to do a launch code. It's just NRB. So each letter will get a new one. So it's name ranges A, name ranges B. That's fine. Click OK on that one. And then this is case specific. Ranges. You're right there. You're not satisfied with. Where did the TV get turned on? Did you turn the TV on? Are you trying to watch birds or something? Because last time I put birds on the TV for you, you nearly broke the TV. It's not happening. And the command collection is going to be. There we go. So this is our Bushland Adventures. So far, we have finished step 1. Last time, on the very easy case, we had a total of 45 steps. And that, I imagine, is going to multiply by about... I think we're going to be in the hundreds easily. So we're going to run step 1 on our Bushland Adventures case. Name ranges Bushland Adventures. Incorrect case found. This is for Bushland _ Adventures. Okay, this one has a dash in. Okay. So it has stopped, but this should be I'm not convinced that I should be doing that. So in string of this, let's just add a watch on. This version has the dash. Okay. Okay, that's saying 0. We're gonna need context. We're gonna do this over there. The tag can be really small. So, Bushland Adventures. Is that a different type of dash? Don't play this over here. That's the gremlin checklist. I don't need that. Okay, so we're going to do another one of these where we replace it with a whatever type of dash this is. Oh. No, that should work. So if I have in string for this one, oh, I'm forcing the underscore in there. No, I'm not. So string case is that. Ha! So it does work. I can work with a set range to equals nothing. Subscript out of range. Love packed up list columns. Oh, you've gone too far to the right with those names and with that name. Okay. Search cell. Oh, because that's search cell equals that dot cells 1, 1. Let's do that. We have merged ranges, so that's fine. We can do that. That's a nice, easy fix. Let's close this. Don't save. I don't need an OBS gremlin checklist, do I? And then let's reopen that one. Okay, so if I'm spending 2 hours on the first step, I'm a bit concerned about how long this is going to take me, but let's see. Okay, I want to actually go back because... Oh, wait. Okay, so it's not selecting cell 1. Let's try that. Let's go here. Let's have a look at what we've got. Delete these. Okay. So search cell is now that one. This is when we start bringing our locals window into play. So search cell. How many cells does it have? Count 1. So let's have a look if that has changed the right cell. It has not. Let's delete that. Go back to here. What is the address of search cell? I-12. Okay, let's add a watch on that and get the address on that one. God damn it. Okay, so that's looking at K14Y. Because it's saying search cell is just I-12. Offset 2 rows, 1 column. then. And yet 2 rows and 0 columns would be that. I hate this merged cells. Is there like, does merged cells have a parent? And is the parent just referring to the sheet? Let's say this is I've done this before. I had an issue with it last time, didn't I? Maybe in the American Big O one, because that's also specific ranges. Maybe I made a note about merged cells. Hello. Which command is the large merged cell structure of the game? Game refers to game, find game, search cell dot current region. Search cell is find this. Use current region to capture the full contiguous block around it. No, I don't need that. That's just, I don't know what that was doing. That does allow for the merging, but that's not the merging I'm thinking of. Here we go. So I did search cell, we looked at whole, if not nothing. I went down and then I resized it. That one doesn't help me. So that's not helping. Right, that is. Okay, so if I take merge area, Nope. Try that again. Let's delete speed from here. No. I'm trying to go 2 down, 1 to the right. I know that's merge, but I'm selecting that. Merge cells, merge area, cell 1, 1. Offset 2, 1. What if I do an offset to 0, and then I offset that. Oh wow. Oh, 0.1, no wonder. I forgot what this was, terrain. Okay, let's try this again. Yay! So I cannot do an offset there. I have to do search cell dot merge area dot cells. This is a very convoluted way to avoid friggin' merged cells. I'm just gonna say this. I am not a fan. Okay, stop that. Let's close the workbook because I've made some changes, and let's get a fresh one. Okay, name ridges. Okay, well, we've gotten a lot further. Oh, okay, we need to activate this, don't we? Okay, that did not work. So let's go back here. Let's see how this looks. Rock. Good job. Let's see. Is this terrain? No. That is grass. That is forest. I can just use left. I don't even need to use speed here, and I probably don't even need to change that text. So let's just, for simplicity of my code, let's get rid of the speed. And I'm not going to take the top. I'm just going to take the left. Cool. I also want to add a little thing on this one. Alright, so I think the naming for the first section is fine. It's an issue here. good. Let's go in here. And I'll set those, but then I'm going to just jump ahead to the terrain sheets. Oh. Okay, let's actually have a look at this the named range. Name range here. So that's actually named fine. That one's actually named fine too. Okay, so that bit is named fine. We don't need to do that. Why are you selecting that far down? Oh, you're in BB4. That might have something to do with it. Okay, so now if I select that, wait a second. That's fine, we're going here. So range source is that, and range target is the map. So what is happening in... Okay, I should actually go and learn what's happening in Eric's code. Range source areas, I can't upgrade that one. Oh, let's just step through. Okay, there's one area. It's got 6 cells. And that's got 1700. Either range source needs to be one cell, it has to be the same dimensions as selection. Yeah. Okay, so I should actually run this for each cell in there. Gotcha, we can do that. Let's go into my here. Instead of just calling that, I'm going to go for each cell and range source. Try and scroll lock. Where's the insert lock button? There you are. Okay. Let's give this a go. Save. It's fine. I don't expect you to be redoing that. I'm going to jump ahead. 5. Now let's have a look. Right, it's running. So after an hour and a half, we're still working on step 1 of what is likely to be hundreds of steps. and it's taking a while to run that. Let's hit escape, just see where we're at when it decides to. Now I know this doesn't run this slow in real life. Oh, bullshit. Let's save before trying to run that. Plus side, I can drink a bit of this. Hello. I did leave my mic down there, but I'm pretty sure no one's watching anyway, so we're cool. There's no data. Are you on the right stream? Select stream. This one. Oh, okay. Cool. Cool beans. We've had one concurrent view. I feel like I should also log how much time, how many steps I got. And I'm gonna add a special log on here, like how long did I work on building this? Awesome. That's good to know. I mean, I was mostly muttering to myself until I was getting annoyed at the fact that I've just killed my VBA. Well, I've written VBA and I don't want to crash Excel yet. In a second. Yeah, keep going. Was that file on autosave? No. Okay, so we don't want to do that either. There's no way that runs that slow. Okay, let's close everything. I can make those fixes again. Oh, yeah, that's a good point. I don't... Wait, what do you mean OCR? Character recognition? I don't think I lost that much, to be fair. I definitely don't need all of these windows open. Oh wow, we're going for everything, right? Gotcha, we don't need that. I think it was only really a couple of lines of code I changed in there, and we can delete those autosaves. We don't need MECET receive robot anymore. We don't need formula robot. Excellent. So you can see my OBS in the corner. Ruining the illusion. Okay, let's have a look at this code quickly. That's fine. Why were you being so slow on this? Yeah, it's saved. I saved everything. We're fine. So I think I'm going to do a step through on this code anyway. Let's open this file again. going to put this file over there. We're going to put the VBA in the middle. And I'm going to stop this just before we run the paste over some of the background colors code. I think it's working. I just need to know why it's so slow. Okay, so that's gotten that. It's got this range selected. It's going to go for each range, for each cell, and that. So we're going to start with grass. Got 1700 cells. We're looping through them individually. Okay, so it's calling the same thing with that individual cell. Okay. Bow color is set. Why are you not doing it on the full area? Why are you doing this row by row? Like cell by cell? Oh, okay, just doing the full area. Okay, let's run until we've got a range similar. Awesome. So, fun fact, water is now grass. Are you doing the same cell over and over again? Let me do a range source, if there's a range source not equal to 1. Ooh. I've got 20 minutes to fix this. So let's just do a... Yeah. You don't need to tell everyone what I'm doing. Okay, fine. I'm going to go see Project Hail Mary. Yay. Okay. Okay. I'm going to run this. Okay, it's selecting grass. It's selecting grass. It's selecting grass. It's setting everything to grass. It's set sand to grass now. What are you doing? I think it's doing some weird infinite loop as well. Okay, so it's calling itself, but $1,700 cells. Hang on a second. This is looping through the number of cells in range target. It's then looking at the relevant cell from range source. Nine. Let's try this again. should really work out what Eric's curate's doing before I start using it. Okay, so it's looking at the cell grass. Let me just double check. In column 53, in row target cells is definitely more than that. We're looping through the number of target cells. First cell. I'm going to run this on grass against target cells 1. And check if this ever goes there. Oh. B paste formula equals false. So now the target is just looking at a single cell, presumably the first cell in this range, which should be B3. ATA9DB. What is H? You're setting the search area to the used range. No. For any, because then you're going to do... Ah. So I misinterpreted what is target here. Target is just any cell in that workbook, and then it will replace, whereas source could be that. Gotcha. So if I go back to here, let me just do... Okay, let's try this. Why? Everything is grass. But it hasn't even gotten to that. Are you still running my previous one? Hi. Nope, I don't need you to recover anything. have 14.5 minutes to fix this. Just so you know. And I'm still live. Okay, let's try this again. Let's try that. Okay, that's better. You did something. Sea level is sea level. Okay, that's great. Terrain map actually has the correct values in. That is there, and that. Cool. We have officially done step 1. And I'm going to need like 400 steps for this case. But it's done. And then we're going to go something like this. Okay, I probably don't need to go to pack table. I can just finish the last one on that. Okay, so let's save on that. Let's close this one and let's rerun that. Excellent. So I don't need that one either. Don't need that one. I can start there. I can do a cumulative table summary command. One second, let me mute myself. So I want to create a command that goes to the right and creates a table where it's got unique of that column sorted. And then sum that column such that that is less than or equal to that. That should give me a nice easy lookup for later. So that's my goal, is to make something that looks like that. Can I VBA that? Can I? If I select that and I do everything on that range, let's do it like that. Okay. What arrays? I feel like this is an array function. We can close locals. Link answer cell, create data table. Sum by step. Okay. Can I write this in 6 minutes? I think I'm going to have to get all right. What we're going to do with this one is we're going to do a bit of a run this one through Claude and get Claude to just pop this one up for me. And see if I can get that in under 5 minutes so that I can finish on 2 steps down. That should actually be a function, shouldn't it? to return 2 columns. Let's see how this works. I've got 2.5 minutes left. How fast can Claude do this? We're going to do a straight copy and paste because we don't have the time to figure this out. Copy. Paste. I don't see anything overly dodgy in there. Let's give it a go. If I just do that's not going to work. Selection. True. Some by step. Step last. And this is a cumulative. Sum by step is in the last column. Let's click OK on this one. And if I select this range and go sum by step, step last. I need to paste this into the cell 2 to the right. Okay, so let's take clipboard for this. Clipboard. Destination range address should be selection. Is that the right syntax? I'm not sure. I'm gonna have to copy something else. But let's try it. It did it. It did it. It did it. Let's double check that. 1500 and then another half gives 1600, and that got us at exactly on time. So what I'm going to do for next time, yay. Okay, we've got it. We've got the message. You can stop beeping. Awesome. That is 2 hours, and at 2 hours we have 2 steps. What I will do is we've got this as a sum by step. What is this command called? Sum by step, step last. And I'll just add a note to myself. Okay, That's something I need to do to just fine-tune an intermediate step here before this for next time. And this will be an A to Z training. Cumulative sum of steps. That one's not really case specific, but I can't think of another case where I would use that just yet. I would say at the end of this session, I have done a total of 2 items. And that is where we're going to stop for today. I'm going to play my exciting outro video so you can just hear the fun jingle one last time, and then I'm going to close up for the day. Thanks for joining me. Bye.
Hey, looks so geeks, grab a tea. Jack and her robots, Excel set free. Collect commands, full speed ahead. The series runs from A to Z. Oh, a robot training show, A to Z.